Hi, fantastic fourth graders. Happy Wednesday. Today in small groups, we are going to be working on lesson 2 in the problem set. First, we're going to do a quick review on the first two problems, multiplying by 10 in certain place values. We're then going to be working on the difference between unit and standard form when looking at an expression. An expression is just a fancy word for a math problem. The first thing they're going to ask you is to tell the difference between unit form and standard form. Unit form is writing a number using place values. So for an example, if I wanted to write the number 60, which is written in standard form the way we typically write it with just numbers, I'm going to have to write 60 as 6 tens. When you're thinking about unit form, I want you to be thinking about your place value chart. To draw 60, we would have to put 6 place value discs in the tens place. So when you're thinking about unit form, I want you to be thinking about place value and thinking about that place value chart. So let's go over some examples. In standard form, I would write the number 400, a 4 with 2 zeros. In unit form, however, I would have to write it out as 4 hundredths, the number 4 with the word hundreds next to it. I would have to draw 4 discs in the hundred place to make 400. If I wanted to write out 6,000 in unit form, I would have to write the number 6 and then the word thousands to represent 6 place value discs in the thousands place. Another example is 30. 30 is written in standard form, a 3 and a 0. But if we wanted to write that in unit form, we would have to write the number 3 and tens to represent the 3 place value discs we would put in the tens place. In groups today, we're going to go over a chart that looks similar to this. The first part has expression. And remember, an expression is a fancy word for solving a math problem. We then have what's called unit form, which unit form is thinking about our place value. We're going to need to write numbers and words for unit form. Standard form is how we would typically say it or show it on our paper. So let's do the first problem together. First, what we need to do is cover up the words. We are just working on this first part. 10 times 2. Remember, we cross out our 0 and we add it back into our answer. 1 times 2 is 2. We add our 0 back in, we get 20. We didn't do anything to this right now, so we are going to write 20 tens. We just found out that 10 times 210 is going to get us 20 tens. Right. We're going to then take this and put it into our unit form. So we have 20 in the tens place. I would think to myself, if I had 20 in the tens place, I would have to bundle and shift 2 sets of 10 to the next place value. So I know next to the tens would have been the hundreds. I would have brought 2 place value discs to the hundreds place. So 20 tens is also equivalent to writing 200. Okay, think about that. You cannot put 20 in the tens place, so you need to bundle and shift. You would have brought 2 place value discs over into the hundreds place, and you would have gotten 200 as your answer. Let's move down to the next one. Ignore the hundreds for now, and we have 3 times 10. We know 3 times 10 is 30. What's the unit that we're working in? The hundreds. So in unit form, I would write 30 hundreds. I would think to myself, I can make 3 sets of 10 that I would bundle and shift to the next place value. What's next to the hundreds? The thousands. So 30 hundredths is equal to 3 in the thousands place. In groups today, we're going to be filling in a chart like this. I will see you at groups, or Mrs. Steele will see you at groups, and we will continue working on these problems. See you then.